What are databases? Database Management System, the DMS, emerged in the 1960s to address the problem of storing and retrieving large amounts of data accurately and quickly. An early system was IBM's Information Management System (IMS), which is still widely deployed more than 50 years later. IMS stores data hierarchically, but in the 1970s, Ted Cord proposed an alternative relational storage model based on set theory and predicate logic and the familiar concepts of tables, rows, and columns. In 1981, the first commercially available Relational Database Management System (RDBMS) was released by Oracle. All DMS consist of components. They allow the data they store to be accessed simultaneously by many users while maintaining its integrity. All databases are common in one point, that the structure of the data they contain is defined and stored separately from the data itself in a database schema. In recent years, the extensible markup language XML has become a popular format for data representation. Although XML data can be stored in normal files, it is commonly held in relational databases to take advantage of their robust implementation, verified by years of both theoretical and practical effort. As an evolution of the standard generalized markup language, the HTML, XML's text-based structure offers the advantage of being both machine and human readable. The data retrieval. The relational database model introduced a programming language independent structured query language, the SQL, based on relational algebra. The terms data and information are not synonymous. Anything stored in data, but it only becomes information when it is organized and presented meaningfully. Most of the world's digital data is unstructured and stored in a variety of different physical formats. Even within a single organization, data warehouses began to be developed in the 1980s to integrate these disparate stores. They typically contain data extracted from various sources, including external sources such as the Internet, organized in such a way as to facilitate decision support system, the DSS. Data transmission. Data transmission has three aspects: transmission, propagation, and reception. It can be broadly categorized as broadcasting, in which information is transmitted unidirectionally downstream, or telecommunications with bidirectional upstream and downstream channels. XML has been increasingly employed as a means of data interchange since the early 2000s, particularly for machine-oriented interactions such as those involved in web-oriented protocols such as SOAP, describing data in transit rather than data at rest. Data manipulation. Hilbert and Lopez identified the exponential pace of technological change, a kind of Moore's law. Machines' application-specific capacity to compute information per capita roughly doubled over every 14 months between 1986 and 2007. The per capita capacity of the world's general-purpose computers doubled every 18 months. During the same 2 decades, the global telecommunication capacity per capita doubled every 34 months. The world's storage capacity per capita required roughly 40 months to double every 3 years, and per capita broadcast information has doubled every 12.3 years. Massive amounts of data are stored worldwide every day, but unless it can be analyzed and presented effectively, it essentially resides in what have been called data tombs, data archives that are seldom visited. To address that issue, the field of data mining, the process of discovering interesting patterns and knowledge from large amounts of data, emerged in the late 1980s. Email. The technology and services it provides for sending and received electronic messages called letters or electronic letters over a distributed, including global computer network. In terms of the composition of elements and the principle of operation, electronic mail practically repeats the system of regular paper mail, borrowing both terms mail, letter, envelope, attachment, box, delivery, and others, and characteristic features, that is ease of use, message transmission delays, sufficient reliability, and at the same time no guarantee of delivery. The advantages of email are easily perceived and remembered by a person, addresses for the use of at the name, domain name, for example, somebody at example.com. The ability to transfer both plain text formatted as well as arbitrary files, independence of servers in the general case, they address each other directly. Sufficiently high reliability of message delivery, ease of use by humans and programs.